Okay, so I after you for devil's details. I have two questions for you. First, there was reports about Ruby Whitehorn announcing her commitment to play for Arizona State through the transfer portal. How do you, how do you, what have you seen from her so far, and how excited are you to have her on the team for the next season?
Yeah, I'm glad she got to watch win number 22. I'm so proud of this team and how far they've come, and she's getting integrated and figuring out the winning ways. So it's been fun to have her on campus. A head start for next year. We're going to be talking a lot about Ruby Whitehorn this spring and the next year, but right now we're dialed in, and she's even dialed in. We are 100% focused on the next game. We're 100% focused on BYU. We're 100% focused on what this team needs to do to improve to win this next game. And so it's fun to welcome her in and be a part of that.
And the second question for me as well. The Sun Devils also got another crucial win, which was this time it was a blowout over Houston. What changes have you seen from the last game? How do you look to build on it leading up to the Big 12 tournament as well?
We talked about mentality. I think we have fight, but sometimes we have fight without a mentality. And right now, your role is not going to change much in February. So we talked about job assignments. And shout out to Elle today. She checked in and did her job. It was to show up and be a huge presence in the paint. And she did that today. And I'm proud of them for not only accepting what their jobs and their roles are right now, embracing them, but knowing what other people's jobs and roles are and setting them up. We had 15 assists at half. We're playing good team basketball right now, and we had that extra mentality edge and the energy edge that we needed to come out quick today.
Coach, 4 solid quarters of basketball today. I mean, you had to have been happy, but how important is that, just being on the cusp of going into the tournament and just with a full head of steam?
And we talk about statement wins, especially right now. Eyes are on March, eyes are on bubble teams, eyes are on bracket, postseason possibilities. So we've got to be clean, we've got to be sharp, we got to be playing our best basketball. Like I said, we practice really well, and we talk in the locker room. This is a group that's unique that we can just kind of share openly. And we had to talk about Iowa State. And what I saw today was it hit them, it meant something, and they listened, and we got better in areas that we needed to get better in. And it was a good rounded team effort today. I think we had 5 in double figures, 4, and then Gabby had 7. So that's the type of basketball we need to be playing this time of year.
I wondered if you could speak a little more about coming back from Iowa State, because so many times this year when you have had a loss, they've rebounded in a nice way and improved, and obviously the rebounding was much better, the scoring, offensive production was much better, so it did seem like they took it apart.
Yeah, I think right now when you have kind of a program and it's youth, right now we're talking about, hey, we're just months into this thing. We're not years into this thing. So we've got to understand what consistency looks like, and we talked a little bit about that. The difference is we had great moments at Iowa State. The difference is they capitalized when we were having bad moments. And good teams figure out that rhythm. They figure out when to stop the bleeding. They figure out momentum runs and how to face adversity. So we're learning that a little bit as, I always say, it's not losing that's hard. It's sustained success. And winning, that's a little bit more challenging. So we're learning how to do that as well.
Coach, obviously a monumental season for this program so far, and just got to 22 wins. How do you sum up what the journey's been like with this program so far up to this point, and what it took to get here?
Well, I reflect to my seniors, who are going to get honored in our last game, by the way. So they took a leap of faith on me to entrust their last college career season with just a blind leap of faith. And that to me is a special bond. That speaks a lot about their character and what they wanted to do their last year. And then we all got on board. And I know a lot of our players are playing for these seniors. And it's important to me that they might not be with me for the long haul. It's a kind of a short one and done year, but they started this. They're building the legacy. So come out and support them. It's going to be an amazing day to honor our seniors.
You mentioned obviously BYU and getting ready for them. Focus on them. The last matchup there, going down to the end, back and forth. What do you expect to see from them?
We got to rebound. I mean, they crushed us on the offensive boards, so that's going to be a point of emphasis in practice. We're executing a lot better. I think we've come along even. I mean, seems like forever ago. So we're a much different team, as are they, I'm sure. So we're gonna watch that game and remind them where our shortcomings were. I'll probably even have the girls do a little bit of scout and prep on that game. They seem to enjoy that and take ownership. But this one's gonna be they're a really good team. They hustle and they fight and they're athletic. It's going to be a good battle, and we're excited for it.
What are the emotions like for you on senior day where it's
I'm not going to give you emotions right now because I will. Like, it's emotional to think about, like how I'm not going to. Okay, how they trusted me, and I just love them to death. I do.
In the beginning of the game, Marley Washenitz was looking like herself on the beginning of the season again. Basically, what have you seen? What have you seen from her scoring, and especially like how she's been doing it all on both ends of the court since throughout the beginning of the season as well?
Well, here was Marley's job description. It was don't foul, be smart, aggressive, and then rise up and hit a shot with confidence. She did both those things today. I mean, they're really just leaning in and buying in. They've continued to do that all year, but now there's a little extra lean in, which I'm really proud.
Coach, what was the explanation from the refs on that foul on Poa? From where I was sitting, she was between the ball and her defender. I'm like, how do you call a flagrant foul?
Yeah, it's a little bit of, if it's a lot or a little, regardless, it was contact above the shoulders. So that's just something that, their point of emphasis now, and they're calling it, and we've got to learn to play maybe with our elbows below our shoulders.
So in the first quarter, you're looking like yourself on the start of the season again.
Mm-hmm.
What has got you clicking into this game today?
Yeah, I mean, just trusting the work I've been putting in from the summer all the way up until today. It's funny, I actually had like a mentorship program going on, so I was talking to this girl about, building her confidence, and I just love being a part of something like that because it almost feels like I'm talking to my younger self, and I feel like that helped me in today's game, and just like the confidence and pushing through things. And obviously, as an athlete in sports and in life, you're going to struggle with things and adversity is going to hit. It's just how you respond to it. So just been very fortunate to be in an environment here at ASU with the staff and the teammates to uplift me even on my down days and when I'm not, fulfilling my job to the best of my abilities. So just coming out here, trusting the work, and having the support from the staff and my teammates.
How much confidence does your team get when you have a 49-point half? You're coming off a game where you didn't play super well on offense. Does it just give you that kind of lift late in the season that we got another gear in us?
Yeah, definitely. I think that our team is so versatile and we can be so dangerous when we're all clicking on all cylinders. And so I think it was just really awesome to be back at home. We have the energy from our community here, and then our energy was off the charts as well. So just giving the credit where credit's due, I think our energy is what gets us going. You see one shot fall and, everyone else kind of starts hitting. So just being able to be confident and being kind of middle grounded. You don't want to get too high, you don't want to get too low. So when things aren't going your way, stay steady and understand and trust the work we put in. But yeah, I mean, obviously we wanted to come in here and make a statement with our win after last game. No one wants to, number one, lose, and then secondly, lose the way we did. So we know that we have a lot on stake, and we're playing for something bigger than just this game. Like this game, yes, we wanted to win, but it's also bigger than just this game. So we're playing with a chip on our shoulder, and we're playing with that confidence that we need to go into March.
Marley, right now, speaking of March, you guys are the last team in projected. What do you guys need to do to show on the court that you belong in the tournament and to the community that you belong in the field?
Yeah, I guess kind of like what I said, just like clicking on all cylinders and then playing with that chip on our shoulder. Like I mentioned, we're playing for something bigger right now, and we know that. So what kind of Molly said after our Iowa State game was like, we need to either kill or be killed. And so I think that's what our mentality was coming into tonight's game. I think you could kind of see it. And for me personally, I thought it started on the defensive end. I think Poa set the tone on defense. She was pressuring their point guard from the jump, and because you see her pressuring, you're like, okay, yeah, I got your back, Poa, and like it gets you fired up. So then once everyone starts getting on the same page and we all start matching each other's energy, I think that's where we can be dangerous. And like I said, it starts in the defensive end when we can hold opponents under a certain amount of points, and then not only hold them to that, but then capitalize on our steals and their turnovers. I mean, that's huge for us, and those are easy ways to score the ball. So just starts on the defensive end for us.
We talk a lot about this confidence that's going on off the court in these last few games. What's one specific on-court adjustment you guys need to see making sure you secure that spot?
Yeah, I think that same mentality of like being killed or be killed. And I think that mentality is going to start with us. Like I said, on the defensive end, I think we need to be aggressive. And that's been our identity the whole season, has been our defense. So we can't go away from it. You can't change your identity of a team in February, when you've been working on something different since June. So sticking to our identity, knowing what's been working for us this long, and, executing it when it comes to game time. So just being us, playing within ourselves, and like Molly kind of mentioned, I guess she said to me, but she kind of mentioned our job descriptions to you guys. And so just having that and knowing what our job is, and then executing our jobs individually and then as a team.
When you think of a senior night on Wednesday, what emotions?
Honestly, joy, gratitude, blessings. I've been so blessed and fortunate to be here at ASU for, only a year, but I always wished it was more. But like I always say, God works in funny ways, and his plan for me is bigger than I even know. So wish I had more time here, but at the same time, super grateful to have any, because, I can, again, this community has opened their arms to me. They have welcomed me. I've seen so much growth and support for women's basketball here from our first game up until today. You can see the difference in our games and the energy, and it's just really fun to hear some of the fans and the support. And so just from a community standpoint, I've been so blessed. And then from a staff and teammate support, I've also been so blessed. You ask for a better staff in the country. I don't know where you can find one better than you have here. And then from a teammate standpoint, to have only 3 returners from a previous team and everybody else is new, to see everybody click the way we do, it's not, normal. And that's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. I couldn't be more grateful to have the team that we have for this year and for my last year. We support each other. We love each other off the court. We love each other on the court. And I think that's why when we are all clicking on all cylinders, it's so dangerous, because we're all on the same page.
Following up on the last question as well, basically the Sun Devils women's basketball program has come a long way from where they were the past 2 to 3 years to where they are right now. Now basically being in the bubble of the NCAA tournament, which they haven't been since 2019, what type of a culture have you seen Molly Miller build, and how do you reflect on a conference play so far?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer of culture wins, and I think that's what she's established since day one. And like I said, when I was going through the recruiting process, we didn't really have a team, so a lot of us transfers kind of came in here blind, but I think we trusted the coaches enough and who they are as people and who they are recruiting as people, that no matter what happens, we're going to win, and we're going to have great people doing it. I think relationships are key when it comes to winning. You need to understand how to motivate your teammates. You need to understand how to motivate your players. And so when you can connect with people, you can joke, and you can understand how to push them to get the best out of them, that's the best way. And I think that staff has done a great job of that since June.
Similar to what you were saying, Molly was mentioning how the seniors on the team had to take a bit of a leap of faith to start the season with a fresh, new look program. Obviously, it's been a monumental season. How do you look back on that and just kind of reminisce in a few words what the season has been like, leading everything up to here, and just what it's all been like to get here?
Yeah, it's the reason I came here. I wanted to leave the program better than I found it, and fortunately, so far we've done that. Like I said, we're just such a competitive group that we're never satisfied. Yes, we've turned the program around, and we're so proud of what we've done in the past. And funny enough, actually today in chapel, we were kind of talking about things in the past and just kind of being present. And I feel like that also kind of helped with my mentality today of yes, we've accomplished so much, and we're so happy with what we've done, but that's not enough for us. We want more. And I love that about our team, because from top to bottom, we're all ambitious, and we all always want more, and we're never satisfied. And that's great. You want that as competitors. So super blessed and grateful to be on this journey and to have made such an impact. But, from the summer, we all believed that we could do something this special, and it's just really awesome to see it come to life.
So now you get to obviously play BYU a second time.
Yes.
Avenge that loss. What's going to have to be different this time?
Yeah, first time around, they killed us on the boards, and they killed us on their inside-out threes. They're a good team. Especially at home. They're a really good team at home. So coming in here, making our presence known, we've got to box out number 1. Number 2, we've got to take care of the ball. They're a pretty good team. They're kind of similar to us in a way, I think, and pretty similar to Oklahoma State. And the first time we played them, looking back to this game, we're 2 completely different teams. And that's a great thing. I think we had a really good stretch with our Oklahoma State week, and that's the team we want to be in, especially in February. So being able to get that revenge is something we definitely want, especially because they were our first loss of the season. So they knew how special that win was for them, and now we want to make sure that we have that same kind of mentality coming into it, that this one's going to mean more.
Very good. Thanks, Marley.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you guys.